Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today video I'm going to be showing you how to make this delicious vegetable stew, or I can call it Efo Riro. It's actually Efo Riro, that is what it's called in Nigeria, or vegetable soup. This soup is amazing and I prepare them without red oil. Yes, these are the ingredients. The meat, I already boiled them separately. So I'm going to be using 2 onions, 1 nut cube, salt, crayfish, iru, yes, iru, oporo, 2 red bell pepper, 1 smoked catfish, or you can use more, 500 grams of spinach. You can use fresh or dry, frozen one, an extra virgin of olive oil. Also, I'm going to be using paprika, guys. So these are the ingredients I'm going to be using, and the first thing, I've cleaned the pepper. So I'm going to remove the seed from the pepper now and use a food processor to blend them with 1 onion. This is why I said I'm going to be using 2 medium onion. So I'm just going to go ahead now to clean the pepper and add the onion and blend them. So now I'm going to be adding the onion. I'm going to go ahead to blend them. If you're using normal blender, make sure you don't blend them to the creamy consistency. Okay, so I'm done blending them now, and I'm going to add them over this sieve because I love to remove the water. So I'm going to allow the water to stay there for the pepper to stay there for a couple of minutes while I move over to the rest. I'm adding hot water over the fish, the crayfish, and the oporo. I'm also going to add salt. This is how I love to clean them. Then I'm going to set them aside and move over to the spinach. So I'm going to chop the spinach. If you are using frozen one, you don't need to go and do this, or you can do it if you want. So I'm going to go ahead to chop all the spinach now, or slice them, and we'll move to the next step. So this is the spinach. I'm done chopping the spinach, and this, make sure you slice them very well. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside and move over to the next one, which is this, making the sauce. I'm going to add extra virgin of olive oil on a pan over the heat. Allow the oil to hot before adding the onion. So I'm adding a 1 medium chopped onion into the oil. So while the onion is cooking, I'm going to go ahead to add the paprika that I said I'm going to be using earlier. And this paprika is for those that want that red color in their soup. If you are not using red oil, or if you cannot get a good red oil, for me, health is important, you know. So if I didn't show you this, you will never believe that I'm not using red oil to cook this. So just allow the onion to cook down before adding the pepper. So here I'm adding the pepper, and I'm going to mix them all up together and allow them to continue cooking. And while they are cooking, I'm going to add the nut cube and salt into them. So now I'm adding the nut cube, and I'm going to go ahead to add salt as well. So after adding them, I'm only going to stir them all up together and allow them to continue cooking on a medium heat. So here is me stirring them again to make sure that they don't get burnt. So make sure you stir them continuously until they are well cooked, like until the oil start coming out. So here is the consistency I was looking for. And now I'm going to add the meat and every other ingredient, fish, everything I'm using, I'm going to add them at this point. So now after adding the meat, just go ahead and stir them, and I'm going to be adding the riro inside. You can skip the step of this riro if you don't have it, okay? Then I'm going to add the oporo, which is big prawn, crayfish. I didn't blend the crayfish, I'm adding it like that. Then after adding the crayfish, I'm going to go ahead to add the dry fish. I've already cleaned them, so make sure you clean them well and debone them, okay? So after adding all of them, go ahead and stir them all up together. I added just a drop of the meat, the stock from the meat, so I'm going to allow them to cook for a couple of minutes to make sure that the water is dried, like there is no water into it, because the spinach has water. So now they are cooked down, the water is dry, and I'm going to go ahead to add the spinach all in there at once. So after adding the spinach, put the lid on and allow them to stay there covered on a medium heat or on a low heat for 2 minutes. So this is after 2 minutes, guys. Use a bigger pot, okay, to make things easy for yourself. So I'm going to go ahead to stir them all up gently, like make sure you are stirring them in a very gentle way. If you're using a smaller pot, I know how to manipulate this is why I'm using this size, but go ahead and use a bigger pot, okay? So go ahead, mix them very well, make sure they are well mixed over low heat, not on a high heat, please, so that you will not overcook your spinach. So guys, that is all. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all on my next video. Don't look at the water, because when they cool down you won't see any of the liquid inside the soup, and it's so delicious, guys. Give it a try. God bless you all. Bye.